Hey guys, just want to let you know about the new website, Aspect of the Hunter. If you want to find the latest pet, transmog, or anything else WoW related, head on over to Aspect of the Hunter. It's the home for all us hunters. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my patch 7.2 BM Hunter PvP guide. I will be doing PvP guides for all specs and PvE guides as well. Now, keep in mind guys, things are going to change for us BMs come 7.2.5, but I've been requested quite a lot to do an updated guide. So here it is. The way we're going to do this is we're going to start off with just a quick overlook of like what race you should choose based on your, what you'd like. Then we'll go into spells, then to talents, pets, add-ons, things like that. It's going to be quite comprehensive. I will try and keep it as small as I can, but you know me, I like to blab on like I am right now. So, enough talk, let's get into the guide. The first thing we are looking at is what race would you want to choose. Now, the reason I chose Orc is because of the... It's because of the Blood Fury racial. Now, you do get quite an increased attack power. It does help, especially as a BM Hunter. We're all about our pets doing damage, and we're all about that burst damage. So that's my choice. You can choose whichever ones you want, like other things like a Troll. It does have a haste increase. You do have Blood Elf, which has a silence, which does come in handy quite a lot, especially when you're about to go for a kill on a target. Getting that 2-second silence on a healer is awesome. Now, if we're looking at Alliance, Human would be the first race that I would choose straight up. Having that extra stun trinket, which is always great. Then other than that, what else have we got? Other than that, I probably would go maybe Night Elf. Having the, what's it called? The invisible thing. God, I can't remember. You can basically just stealth yourself while you're standing still. That is also a great feature. Purely because if you're in camo, if you're in, say, survival and stuff, you go into camo, and when your camo is about to drop, you can stay in stealth, essentially, but obviously you got to stand still. Yes, so those are the races that I would choose. Now, you can choose whichever one you want, but yeah, those are my tips. Okay, now let's move on to spells. Now, I'm not going to go through each and every one. I do suggest, before you start the Hunter, look through the entire spellbook. Even if you are still new, look for everything that you haven't got yet and see what they do and see how they'll help you. Now, we're going to quickly look at what are the key spells that you need to be using to enhance your damage. Okay, so if you're an Orc, once being Blood Fury, we just spoke about that one. The next one, this is a talent, but we'll get into that in a sec. The talent that I choose here is Murder of Crows because it is quite a large dot damage. And it's great for putting on your kill target when you're about to burst them down. It's just that consistent damage, especially if they run away. It's one of the pretty much only dots that we have to, especially if you put it on a rogue, keeps them from running into stealth, things like that. But at its core, it just does a lot of damage over time. The next one is Aspect of the Wild. That increases our critical strike chance by 10%. And that is great to be paired up with Blood Fury. Next one is Bestial Wrath. That basically sends both us and our pets into a frenzy, increasing our overall damage. Okay, not just your mastery or your pet damage, all damage by 48%. Now that does adjust by mastery, so keep that in mind. The next one is, where is it? Titan's Thunder. Okay, so the Titan's Thunder, Titan's Thunder is our artifact talent. Now, one thing you should note here, basically what it does, it sends our pets like through a lightning bolt. But here's the kicker: when you do use it, it does increase the next Dire Frenzy or Dire Beast attack after you've just used it. So keep that in mind. So when you use it, then you use a Dire Frenzy because you're going to get a massive hit just from that one spell. And it does an additional, as you can see there. Don't worry about the numbers because they will vary for your eye level and stuff. But for the next 5 Dire Frenzies, they will also get an extra nature damage. So just remember that. Now, those are the big damage enhancements. We've got Counter Shot, which is our ranged kick or interrupt. I'm just trying to think. So aspect of our turtle is basically our oh shit button. When we're about to die, we pop the turtle, and then that sounded gross. But that will stop any incoming damage, CCs and anything like that. But you must remember, if you're full of bleeds and diseases and stuff, it'll only reduce that damage by 30%. It won't remove it or anything like that. Just keep that in mind. Okay, flares our stealth exposure. So if you're going up against rogues, you put that on your feet, or just to get a stealth class out of stealth. It's very important to make sure you keep that up when you're going up against, say, feral druids, rogues, and things like that. Okay, so our traps are our CCs. Now, freezing trap and tar trap. Freezing trap is basically our way to incapacitate a target for 5 seconds. Oh, it's 5 seconds. Come on. Yeah. Now, the tar trap is basically a slow. So when you put that down, whoever walks through it, it'll reduce their movement speed. Other than that, those are the big ones that I want you to focus on, pretty much the majority of them anyway. Okay, so that out of the way, that's the basics. We want to now go into our talents. Alright guys, so we're going to talk about our talents. The first one I use is Way of the Cobra. Way of the Cobra increases your Cobra shot by 10% by every pet or guardian you have out. Obviously these are pets. If you had Dire Beast, which comes about when you remove Dire Frenzy, that's another pet, you get more increased. Or if you have a Trinket, which obviously these don't work in PvP, but every time, you know, every now and again, this drops a Serpent, which is also classed as a Guardian. That is also increased to our damage. So this is the one I usually take. Dire Stables is just another way to bring back a bit of focus, but to be honest, I'd rather go the damage over the Dire Stables, and Big Game Hunter I never use. So the next one, we go to Dire Frenzy. As BM Hunters, we're all about that burst damage, you know, so Dire Frenzy is great for going for your target, your single target kill. So both Hattie and our main pet will do that together. Just wait for, I know it's next patch, Hattie's distance and speed is getting improved and fixed, but as of it now, make sure that they're both on the target when you're going to do Dire Frenzy, especially if you're swapping, because I have seen when I've gone to do a Dire Frenzy, that Hattie is doing it as well before she even gets to the target, so just remember that. Stomp you can use if you want a bit of extra cleave damage. You know, if you're going up against, say, Turbo, you want to be able to cleave a lot more, dropping Dire Beast and stuff, but I usually go with Dire Frenzy. The next one is our movement speed. I always go post haste, there's no doubt about it. Removes snares, roots, and everything like that, and it gives you a speed boost to be able to keep up with targets if you're getting kited. Now, this one here, I normally take Blink Strikes. I usually take that against say casters like a mage and things like that, so that way if my pet gets rooted and they're getting away, it'll be able to blink basically across map, and does increase their damage, their basic damage, by 100%. At the moment that's still good, but in 7.2 it's getting nerfed, so remember 7.2 right now, 7.25 I meant. Bestial Fury go against more tanky targets, so you know, ones that wear like plate, like warriors, things like that. It just increases our Bestial Fury, Bestial Wrath's damage percentage. One with the pack I'll be probably using next patch, but not now. Just allows you to get more Dire Frenzy procs. Okay, so the next one here. This one, Binding Shot I use if we're going against double melee to be able to peel easy, things like that, because it basically drops an arrow on the floor, so whoever runs through that gets stunned for 2 seconds. Wyvern Sting I use for cross-map CC, usually in 3s, not so much in 2s, but I would only use that on the off-target. So if we're going for a DPS, we would trap the healer, and then I would use that for a cross-map. Say if we go like RMD, I'd root the, you know, I'd Wyvern Sting the mage, we'd CC the healer, and go for the rogue, but you get the idea. Intimidation I use for on casters. So say we're going to go kill a Shadow Priest, and he just popped his trinket. I use Intimidation to lock him in place and yeah, be able to burn him down. It's great for when they go and line their healers. You know, you can stun them behind, say, a box or a pillar, and it makes their healers have to come out of hiding. You can CC them, but it's a great little CC. Remember, it has a 1 minute cooldown, so be very sparing with it. The only talent I take here is Murder of Crows. You can take Volley in 3s, I guess, if you want a bit of extra spread damage, but Murder of Crows is just too good of a dot damage to pass up, in my opinion. The last tier, I take Killer Cobra. I do sometimes take out Beast, Aspect of the Beast. Now, obviously, I run Kenning. I obviously run Cunning because I want that. We'll get to this in a sec. Roar of Sacrifice. But what that does, every time you use Kill Command, it slows the target by 50%. That's great if you're sort of going for a target that's going to be able to get out of your range a lot easier. So when you popped all your cooldowns, you're going to go into a crazy burst. You want to be able to keep them slowed so you've got enough time to, you know, keep that damage flowing or help your DPS catch up, things like that. But usually right now I take Killer Cobra, but be warned that Killer Cobra is getting removed in 725. Okay, I'm just letting you know. So use it right now, enjoy your kill commands and your kill shots, but unfortunately over the years Blizzard has taken all our executes away from us, and it's very, very sad. Moving on. Okay, our honor talents, right? As you move up, okay, so I take Adaptation if I know that I want to be able to get as much uptime as possible. Unfortunately, if you get sapped, it'll proc that, and you're without a trinket for a minute. I do that for if I know that I can get in there and I know that my healer's going to have me up a lot, especially if you just pop burst and you don't want to, and you just get CC and you're just like, oh, where's, you know, you're not in that frame of mind sometimes. So that'll pop that, but most of the time I do run Gladiator's Medallion, so I can choose when to CC break. Relentless is also quite good. Being an orc, you do get that stun CC cool reduction, so that just enhances that even further. Great for up against rogues and ferals and things like that. The next one here is up to you. If you feel like they're going to train your healer, you could go Focus Fire to get that extra damage, or if you feel that you can kite the target quite well and effectively, you can go for this. Quick Shots just increases your haste, so you'll be able to get your focus regen faster and your global cooldown shortened. But I don't know, I mix it out based on what comp I'm going up against, and Initiation is just great to keep them below 80% health at most times. Okay, this one here you would use if you're going up against, say, Shadow Priest Affliction Lock. It just reduces the damage over time effect. Critical Strike is against, say, warriors, maybe DKs, things like that. Survival Tactics, if you're up against, say, a mage, even Affliction or Shadow, because it just removes anything magical on you. Remember to also remove, if you're in a root, like from a mage, you can feign death, it'll remove all that. It's great for helping your healer out, not having to dispel all the dots off you all the time. And because remember, they get silenced or horrified or things like that, and it could be the difference between a win. You'd rather get horrified than your healer. So these ones here, Viper Sting, that got nerfed ages ago. So basically when you would use this, if you're trying to funnel a Resto Druid down and they're in bear form, that's when you pop that, because they can only do heal over time attacks. Heal over time spells. That'll reduce it down, and you've got more of a chance killing them in bear form than you would normally. Scorpion Sting is great for, say, warriors. Okay, so warriors just pop wreck and everything like that. You chuck Scorpion Sting on them and mix it with your Roar of Sacrifice. Then already that's a lot of damage reduced on you. And this one here, say, mage, any caster. Okay. You could even get away with doing it on, say, a Resto Druid about to cast Clone. Things like that. It basically silences them for 4 seconds, which is quite handy against, say, a mage is about to, you know, go ham on you with their burst. You pop that on them, it takes 4 seconds out of their burst. So just basically see what comp's coming and use it wisely. Okay, so this one here. Now, Separation Anxiety is getting nerfed again, so next patch, I won't even be using that much at all. Wild Protector also getting nerfed again next patch. But at the moment, this one's quite useful if you know that there's going to be some heavy focused damage. So for example, you're going up against a warrior DK healer and they're going to go on your healer. Having your pets on, say, the warrior or something like that will reduce the damage that is taken by your healer, which is great. But I use Beast Within only when I know that there's a lot of fears and stuff coming out, because every time you, say if you're feared and you pop Bestial Wrath, it'll remove the fear and obviously allow you to use Bestial Wrath more often. Once again, just see how you're going with that. Here, I'm going to... Oh, actually, no. It wasn't Killer Cobra. It was Go for the Throat. Go for the Throat will be removed, not Killer Cobra. Remember that, okay? If I could go back and tell myself 5 seconds ago, yeah, okay, there's going to be a lot of comments. I know that. So it's Go for the Throat that's getting removed. That's getting removed. Dire Beast Hawk, never use it. It's crap. Dire Beast... Okay, so Dire Beast Basilisk, I'll only really ever use in, say, 2s. If it's a double melee comp that is just going to burst you down. Literally, you drop that buddy and stand on him and ride him like a mount. And you watch how much damage just goes into their face. It's insane. But Go for the Throat, at the moment, is the go-to one. It's basically our only execute that we have at the moment. And, yeah, Blizzard's taken it away from us. Okay, moving on. Alright, so before we go into anything else, we want to talk about pets. So the pets that you'd want to be using, if you're running KFC, you wouldn't really want to run, say, a Scorpion, because the Scorpion allows us to use, where is it? Allows us to have the Mortal Wounds effect, which is reducing the healing on a target. The thing is, if you're with a warrior, they're already going to be applying it. So Arms Warrior, that is. They're going to be applying that Mortal Wounds debuff. So you can then switch out for another pet that might bring something else to the table. I normally go with either, say, a Scorpion or Devilsaur for Mortal Wounds. Other than that, I would probably go maybe a Spirit Beast, or you could probably go... maybe you could even go, say, like a Chimera. That will do a slow as well. I would suggest going out there, watching a bunch of my On the Hunt series, and then going out and seeing which one you would be able to utilize as well. It's best to have 5, alright? Have 5, 1 of each, okay? That way you know that, okay, I'm going to run with the Warrior today. I don't need my Scorpion. I can go this. Or, okay, we're going to be running, say, Jungle. I'll bring the Scorpion out to apply the Mortal Wounds. That's pretty much all these pets will really do for you. Just those little things, but having that Mortal Wounds debuff is huge. Okay, it's massive. Now, these ones here, I only ever run in Cunning because of the Roar of Sacrifice. This is massive. Say a warrior's, like I said earlier, has popped Wreck and all that. You pop that onto the target that they're on, along with, say, Scorpion Sting. That's a huge damage reduction right there, and it could be the difference between a win or a loss. In 7.2.5, this dash will also be getting applied to Hattie to increase and fix the movement problem that she's got. But other than that, when it comes to pets, that's all there is to it that I can really talk about. You know, other than aesthetics. If you like the way a pet looks, go for it. That's all I can say about that. Like I said, go check out the On the Hunt series, and let's move on. Alrighty, so what I want to talk about before we get into rotations and all this other jazz is I want to talk quickly about macros. Alright, I don't really have that many macros. There's nothing really to these macros, but I will show you nonetheless. It is important that you always set a focus, okay? Basically what a focus is, for those that you don't know, is you've got your target, right? So this is the target. Oh, let's just go over here and do it, all right? Post haste right now, okay? This is your target, and that is your off target. So that's healer, this is your kill target. With this one, you want to go and set as a focus, okay? So sets focus, and what I can do then is, if I'm still shooting, they're about to cast a heal, I can then kick the target without, you know, getting off my kill target. Oh, little snake right there. Anyway, so it's important to do that, so that way you can stop any important spell that you don't want to happen, like, you know, a poly or a clone or a heal, just as you're about to kill the target. You know, you get what I'm saying. So let's have a look at some macros. First being the Roar of Sacrifice. Okay. Show tooltip just allows you to see what you're casting. Like here, it'll show you the actual tooltip of the actual spell. Now, what you're looking at here, cast target equals party 1. It literally will be the first person in your party, and party 2 will be the second person. So if you're running 3s, and player, all right, will be yourself. Okay, I will put these down in the description, so don't worry about that. Now you can switch it out. Now remember, in 3s, the order of which you're placed can be switched. So what you need to do is, if you go /who in arena, okay, obviously don't worry about this, but you go to raid. Now you'll be in a raid formation here, and it'll show you who's at the top, who's first, second, and third. All you're looking at is obviously your players, and that's who is number 1, number 2. If you are leader, you can then switch them around effectively. But if not, and you're running with the same team, you can simply just put their names and replace a player, party 1 and party 2. Simple as that. Okay, so the other trapping thing. Okay, so this trap macro, the way it works is we used to have a trap launcher back in the day, and you could switch it on and off if you want to. So essentially what it would do is allow us to drop a trap at our feet or shoot a trap. Okay, what I do most of the time is I always like to go for a drop trap. So basically, once again, that's our healer over here. We're killing the target, we run past the healer, and we drop a trap at our feet, and we can keep going, okay? Most of the time, people, well, not everyone, but most of the people will be expecting a hunter to throw a trap, okay? But like, if you can, say, slow the target, and then you're running, just keep on running, and you drop a trap at your feet, it puts them off guard, and they're just like, oh, you know what I mean? Now, the only time I normally throw a trap is if I know for a fact we've got a CC on the target. So if we're going against a target, we dropped a binding shot, we know it's in it, then we can drop a trap off that. Okay? It's usually for if you're getting slowed or you just can't get across map, you would say to your healer or your other DPS, come on, I've got a trap ready, I need you to CC the target. And you would go on and so from there. Okay. Other than that, I've got my focus kick macro. That's important, like I said, if you've got your healer focused. My flare is usually just set at cursor, so I can be fighting. I know that I can just drop a flare wherever my cursor is on the map. And that is pretty much it. And the burst macro, which is just everything, all the main ones we spoke about earlier, in one place. So you just pop them all at once and you're good to go. But yeah, that's your macros. Now add-ons will quickly run through. Where are we? Bartender just allows me to set this up here. Now what I'm thinking of doing, I may collect all my add-ons that I've got now, and I might, I'll see how it go, because people ask me about my UI all the time. So what I might do is I might collect all the add-ons I've got here and package them up somehow and put them on the website for download, and then you can just put them into your folders. If not, I might just anyway, so we'll just quickly run through. Just check the description, I might list it there on how to get them. Okay, Bartender allows you to pretty much work with any bars you've got around here. Gladiator Losser basically tells you when a spell's being cast from your enemy, like poly, clone, things like that. Gladius is the bars that, so if I go / where is it? Gladius. This is here. This is for your enemy frames. Tells you everything like DRs, casts, when they have their dispels ready and things like that. Healers have to die is more of a battleground thing. I have done a video on this separately, so that's why I'm sort of skipping through them. Don't worry about killing blows and hands. And Mistra's Diablo orbs are these ones here. Okay. Like I said, I have done a video on how to set all this up. I will probably link that to you as well, so that way you can get all this set up properly, and I may or may not link these onto the website. I'll let you know down in the description, so check that. Alright, so now we've gotten that out of the way, we are quickly going to look at what the rotation is and how we should be playing as a hunter, as a BM hunter, okay? So let's just go over to this big target over here and get away from all that. Okay? So we want to go for the kill, okay? And the way we would do it is, now that you've got your macros set up and whatnot, is everyone says it's a 3-button spec, okay, which essentially is true, because yeah, there's pretty much 3 buttons that we really press when we're killing, but there's a lot more involved to obviously a BM hunter, because whoever says, you know, all you need to do is press 3 buttons, if I just sat here and press 3 buttons, that's not going to win shit, okay? So way we do it to increase your damage, to make sure you get the most out of your damage while we still have all of our bits and pieces. So we obviously open up on the target, we pop our macro, okay? We die of frenzy. Remember, you get that proc. Kill command. You know, Cobra shot. Kill command. Cobra shot. Kill command. Cobra shot. Kill command. That's pretty much the entire thing. Okay. Now, remember, if you're getting kited, or if they're out of range and we can't get that kill command, that's where Cobra shot. Sorry, that's where we're going to fall behind. So it's important that, you know, that's why I was saying it's important to keep your target on a slow, so that way you can move around and keep that Cobra shot going. Having said that, if you find that you're you are getting ranged and you can't get that kill command, that Cobra shot off, you can make it so that you know, you can shoot that Cobra shot at another target around. So you could shoot it at your focus if you want to maybe set a focus. So if you press shift and that, you can get that Cobra shot off while, you know, you're getting kited and all the other jazz. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Cobra shot, kill command, Cobra shot, kill command. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Okay, so for example, now you can see they're all on cooldown still, and alright, so what do we do while we're in our downtime? What you want to do is keep your Dire Frenzy going. Okay, so, you know, Dire Frenzy going, Cobra shot, Dire Frenzy. Now, you'll see that Bestial Wrath's up, but I've still got everything on cooldown. Bestial Wrath is fine to use by itself, okay? Reason being is because it gets reset by Dire Frenzy or Dire Beast. Now, you can see we've still got 22 seconds on our artifact weapon and our Cobra shot. It's important that as BM hunters, we stack buffs, because if you do not stack buffs, you're going to be hitting them basically with a wet noodle in the face. Okay? What we want to make sure we're doing is everything's coming back around now. We're waiting, and then you can see that Bestial Wrath's still on cooldown, so it's up to you. Right now, we'll get it back, and we'll pop everything again, and go to town on the target. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is, don't just pop cooldowns because you just see one cooldown has been available. Make sure that you're doing everything effectively. You're watching your cooldowns, you're tracking them appropriately, and you can see now these ones are on a cooldown for quite some time. These ones not so much. Okay, so these ones, like Murder of Crows and your Titan weapon, will always queue up together along with your Bestial Wrath. Okay, so yeah, so the mini burst is these 3 together: Bestial Wrath, Crows, and weapon. And then your major burst is all of them together: Blood Fury, Aspect of the Wild, so on and so forth. And that is your pretty much your rotation to being a BM hunter. And if you do that right, you can force a lot of cooldowns out really fast in the first open burst. Then in the second burst, you can go for the kill, easy. Now, lastly, let's talk about how you should play as a BM hunter. Once again, we don't want to be doing these. Okay, so we send our pets in. We don't want to be like right here. You know, well, let's shoot the target. Yeah, shoot the target. Shoot the target. You know, what's the point? Because all we're doing, especially if it's a melee, we want to be trying to get out of melee range as fast as we can, you know? So a few things to do to create distance is drop a tar trap at your feet, keep them slowed. Obviously, when a warrior will charge on you, then you can binding shot that out. Get them away from you, keeping concussive shot on them as much as you can. Now, let's say that over here is where your healer is. It's best to stay with your healer as much as you can. That way, if, say, the warrior does come and switch to your healer, you're more able then to help your healer make an escape by, say, dropping a trap onto the DPS if you need to do that. If you have binding shot, you're already there with your healer to help. You know, you can slow the target, you can drop a binding shot. But if you're all the way over here, you know, going, yeah, I'm gonna kill you right now, whoa, and your healer's over there getting smashed, you've got to then run all the way back over. But by that time, you're going to get either slowed, CC'd, locked out, something, and yeah, you can see what I mean. Basically, try and range as much as you can, because that's all we're really good for. It's our pets that are going to do all the big heavy lifting for us. So just keep that in mind. Always keep an eye on where your healer is, where your teammates are, and where you are. If your healer's behind the pillar here, and you're all the way, like again, over the other side of the map, it's going to create too much distance, and you guys are going to get separated and rotted down separately. So both of you stick together and make them come to you, because your pets are already saying hello to them in the worst kind of way. But that is pretty much all there is to it. If you stay strong and work well with your teammates, then you will do really well. Other than that, there's not much else that I have to talk about as a BM hunter. Keep your macros set properly. Make sure you choose the right pet. Pick the talents appropriately to what comp you're going on. And yeah, burst hard and shoot true. Other than that, guys, that's it. If you want to see the next guys, so we'll do maybe MM or survival. Like I said, if we can get, say, 100 likes on this one video, I'll pump that one out too. If you enjoyed, make sure you let me know down below. And until next time, you amazing people, you keep on sniping, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, guys.